Welcome into today's video, and I'm gonna teach you how to set up your model in Live2D for your rigging. We're gonna go over deformers and different parts of the Live2D program, and I hope it's educational. I did this live, so it's a little bit all over the place, but I tried my best, and I hope you learned something. Enough of that, but let's get into the video, hey? Explaining what I'm doing as I do it. There's a good chance that I'm going to have to go in and I'm gonna have to cut up the video into sections so that it's not too long, because this is hours of work that is gonna be condensed down into a edible amount, you know, bite-sized amount. So I'll probably do stuff in chunks like setting up parameters, how do you group things into formers, and then do the rigging of things bit by bit. Okay. If you guys have any questions, do let me know. But it's just gonna be chill as fuck, just as I go through and explain how to rig this. Yeah. Alrighty. Wow, okay. Fresh model, brand new start. What I always do is I always come over to parameters and start setting up groups for these. This is the fresh, this is what the scene has been changed around, I think, a little bit by me. I'm not sure if this is just exactly how it comes in, but this is how I have mine set up. I have the parts. This is where we have all the pieces that are the model itself. Then we have parameters, which is where we'll be doing all of our cool rigging and keying of the posing. Deformers over here is where all the big nets that go over the top of your pieces will be sitting. And so that's where we'll be going through and finding things that we need. Oh God, there's so much to explain. Guess I'll just explain as I do it. Okay, so parameters. I always come in here and start making folders. So when we're doing this, we go down to the bottom around here. If you can't, go. Down here, folder. We're gonna do this. We're gonna name it angle. And then we're gonna grab all these by going left click, shift, and then click again. Drag them in. Now all our angles sit in here. We're gonna do that for all of these things. So, eyes, grab, and then we go all the way down to eyeball. Drag it in. This. Browse. Beep. And I don't like how they have this set up where it's, you know, brow, L, then YR and all that stats. I want to have all of the rights with the rights and the lefts with the lefts. Drag it to the top. Folder. Mouth. I don't use cheek because that's more of the bridger thing. But we leave it there because it'll get mad in VTube Studio that that's missing. So we leave it alone. Body. We keep breath and we take that in there as well. And hair movement, don't need these ones because we're gonna make our own. And then I come in and make my own. So I go Biz, so that'll be our physics folder. And then toggles. I like to bring toggles up to the top. Go up to the top. Perfect. Not much else besides these we need for basics. But here's a fun thing that I like to do. It's just a little bit of flavor and fun. That we can right click the folders and hit label color and go advanced. And then you can't see it sadly. But you'll get a label color setting wheel. So I'm going to grab her colors and we'll just go down the list. Yeah, that's bright. Woo! Hi, Bun. Good morning. So once I'm done with parameters and putting all these guys in their little containers to make it easier to navigate, come over to Deformer, and I grab everything because we're going to put this into its own deformer for the body. And what a deformer is basically this really cool net that goes over the top of the art piece, so you can manipulate it and make it look 3D. We're gonna make a deformer. I'm gonna call it model. It doesn't have to have a bunch of divisions. It can be the lowest one because we're not gonna do any deforming on it. So we put the number of the Bezier divisions. Bro, I don't even know what these really are. Besides that, it just ups the amount of lines on the deformer. So this will basically just be a box. So we'll hit create. And very nicely, you'll see that this is just straight up just a green box. If we came over here and changed the divisions, you'll see all these lines showing up. Divisions across, and then divisions like that. Don't care. Showing. So, like, the more you have, the heavier it's gonna make it. But, it really is good for very detailed movement you need to make for larger pieces. But thankfully, we don't need to do that for this. This is just a box to hold the model in, so we have everything move together. So if I wanted to, I could key in frames of it doing this. You can make a toggle where it just squashes it or stretches it to death, kind of thing. So many potentials. Widen, all kinds of things. We can even grab these little corners, stretch it around like a big old sheet of paper. So we're doing that just so we can keep everything clean. The paper here we don't need. All right. We got the model deformer. Cool. Now we can go and start putting things together. So like here, I know that these are all the front hair strands. So I'm gonna put them together as front hair. Front underscore hair. Remember what I said yesterday. Need to do underscores, not spaces, or else Live2D gets mad. And since this is just a deformer to be a container, basically, like its own folder in here, we don't have to worry about giving it anything more warp space. Okay, let me grab this. When you make deformers, they'll go into folders, so you need to keep track of where they're going. Front hair stays in front hair. That's just logical. So we can close that. We don't need to worry about that. Now we're going to work on whatever is next up top. Cool, we've got the eyelashes. An eyebrow, so we'll make this up to eyelid here. You know what? Yes, I'll just leave it as that group. So it'll be eye. You know what? I'll put the word group in there just so I can have a distinction for that. Put it above. This doesn't need to come with. It can stay above and out. It stays in the eyes folder so that when I go to copy the eye folder over, once all of this is rigged, I can just copy this and then flip. Everything will stay nice and clean. We'll go into eyelashes, group them up like this. Eyelash group. Keeping the deformer segments low because it's just a group. We don't need to worry about any deforming with this one deformer. That'll be other things. Eyebrow doesn't, I think, yeah, eyebrow doesn't need a deformer because we're going to be using something else. We're going to be using the deform path later, so that can skip a group. Heart eye can also skip group because it doesn't need to worry about that. We'll be putting a proper deformer on it to do squishing. Actually, you know what? No, we'll put a group on it because we make it a toggle. Heart, eye, and then toggle. So that we'll put it in here later, and we can control if the heart eye is visible or not. So when that happens, we'll come over here and we'll use opacity, and that'll help us create our toggles. But for now, that can just get turned off. All right, this stuff is the eyeball, so we'll put everything eyeball group. Cool. Sclera will get its own proper thing, but first we're just making groups, so we don't worry about that. Nose group. External mouth group. Internal mouth group. And remember, make sure they stay in the folders. We want to keep everything clean. You don't want to go looking for the deformers, say, like, you're just creating a bunch up here and you're just trying to find where that mouth is. You're like, oh, where's my deformer at? Oh, fuck. And it's like some for reason up here in eyes. You don't want that. You want to keep everything in its folder grouping. Preferably above your mesh, just to keep track of things easier. Here we go, and then we go ear group. No, I'll also put this in its own folder. We'll go ear 1. Ear 1. The way I have this model set up as well, if you'll notice that these all have the number 500 next to them, that's called draw order. So basically, everything right now is sitting on the exact same layer as each other, but they don't look like it because it's all staged. So they're all stacked up like a lasagna. So basically, you're saying all the meat, the cheese, the pasta, everything is actually just the one layer. But it's not by the way we have it set up ahead of time. So we don't have to touch this until you have more complex models. So we can ignore the 500 for now. This is not an issue for this kind of model. But say when you're doing warping and stuff, say when you turn the head, you want the eyelashes to go over the top of the hair here, you would pull their draw order forward. So it would be like 501. And that would now suddenly be above the hair. And you would key that in when you do like your angles, for instance. But that's a complex thing we'll do later. No need to worry about it just yet. All right, cool. Now we have the ear. All the ear is in one folder here. So we can grab that, and when we want to mirror it over after doing all the work, it'll be in the ears folder and be nice and clean. Love it. We love to keep things clean. All right, face, cool. We're gonna put this all here. We're gonna name it face shape group. Shape group, face has something, ears has something. Collar group. And I'm retaking off the name that already puts in because I just don't like to have a giant name warp deformer of neck. I think that's kind of not needed. So instead we just neck group. Copy that and change it here. I'm do that for all of it. Oh, please don't. It is gross. That's fine. That's fine. We don't need to worry about the group's ID anyway. A little annoying though. Okay. Bust group. Torso group. The arm is a big one, but arm group. And so that will also go in and will be the fingers, thumb, up here, and we'll name that hands group. That's inside this folder, everything's staged like that. But it's at the top, so we have keep track of that. But it's in here, and it's inside of arm, bust here. So with this arrow, everything will collapse into groups that they're at. This is what we have root so far, so we still have to have root. So let's see, thumb. We'll grab that thumb group. Pointer, which is part of the fingers in general. We got a little finger cluster here. We're gonna grab another one, fingers group. Up here, keep all our warps up here so we keep track of what we're doing. Okay. This is our hips group. And leg group. Oh, that's right there, okay. I'm gonna do leg L group. Because we have, since it's not symmetrical away, we do have a asymmetrical design here. We don't just mirror over. I mean, I guess we could mirror over because I did, ahead of time, keep these stripes on their own layer, so we can technically do that. We could just do all the work here, and then mirror it over. That's possibility for now, since we have it like this. I'm gonna call this leg R group. This is the hair that goes behind the head, okay. Hair behind group. And then here is the last group, tail group. Awesome. And so, now that we've got everything relatively grouped up, we got all these that are going to be deleted, so they don't need to be in the groups. No need to worry about these guys. These are all merged, don't need to worry. Everything else here is going to be copied over and stuff. Okay. Now, you've probably noticed, maybe, but there are random lines here and there that don't quite make sense what they're doing. Like here, we have these. These aren't meant to be here because these are things that will be clipped. These are short shadows. They're going to be clipped to the short base. And now the reason why we named our layers back in Clip Studio with the underscore here is because then it comes in with the ID filled in. It comes in with the name shorts base. Now, if we didn't have this, like if we didn't do this and we had a space, it would just come in as ID part 370 whatever piece it came in and registered as, you know? So what you want to do is you want to copy the ID, Control C, of whatever mesh you are going to clip to. So I'm going to clip the shadow down onto the base so it stays within the shape of the base. So we come up to shorts, the shadow, and then you'll come to clipping ID here. And in here, we just paste that in. And now the shadow is staying within the shape of the shorts. Very nice. You can do this with multiple pieces. You can just have to make sure you have the comma here and then a space, and then you type the next ID in. So the short stripes, I also want to clip to the base. Ah, why did you come in? You don't have a space. Why did you come in this art mesh? That is rude. See, this is what it'll happen if it's not named correctly. Is it because of the brackets? Did you get mad because I did brackets? Ah, yep, it's brackets. It's brackets. So, I made an oopsie when I was naming those. So, from now, anything that has the G or the D is not going to have its name correctly. Yep. Special characters, man. It doesn't like them. Also change this because I don't like that that's capitalized where it doesn't need to be capitalized. So we'll have to do this. I do want to clean that up. I don't like it. Okay, there we go. Easy show of a mistake that can happen that can make you have a bunch of work that you don't want to have to do. Oh, great. Then, well, I don't care about these names because they're going to be deleted. Anything with a D is to get rid of. Okay. So we want to grab the name of the ID. Go to... Oh no, wait, the ID of the base, because we're going to clip to it. And there we go. Now that little tiny piece that was sticking out is not going to happen. It's going to stay within the shape of the shorts here. We're going to do that for everything else that we need to worry about with clipping, like, for instance, the bra here. We need to grab the bra's ID, and her shadow is right both in it, so we can grab them both, paste in and clip. Now our shadow stays within the object. Ugh, come in here and get this. Just so that I have sanity, you know? I will be sharing this file for free, I think, or, no, tips over on Coffee, so that people can learn. Nice easy model. Okay, that's good, that's good. The arm here needs to be done as well, so let's grab the arm base's ID, copy. The arm white needs to stay clipped in here, so put it in. Same for the fingers, so we get the finger base, copy. Go to the white, clipping ID, paste that in, now it's clipped down. Thumb base, same thing. Now it's clipped in. The shoulder fluff is fine, yep. See, anything else was clipping? Leg stripe was. Now it has a proper name. We grab leg base here, copy, paste. And now it's in there. Thighs needed as well, so thigh base, thing. I guess I was hard to say. Thigh base, actually, thigh base, L. Yeah. Change the ID, so now that we clip this, stays clipped. Same with leg R. Thigh base R. Since there's two meshes that have the same name, it's already come in here and named it with a 2. So that's why we come in here and we give them the left and right, so that they have their own naming. So we don't have to worry about the number situation. Okay, I know we need to come up to eyes because I'm gonna have the eyeshadows and the eyeball and eye shines all need to clip into Solera. So copy ID for Solera, eyeball, eyeshadow, eyeshadow, shine, shine, and heart as well. They're all gonna be clipped in. So now, Whoops, sorry about that for the abrupt ending. Since this was done live, I didn't really have a smart way to start and stop these videos, so I think the others will also abruptly end, but maybe I'll work out the kinks. But that's it for this one, where we teach you how about setting up your model and your groupings into formers and all that. The next one will be on eyes and ears, I believe. So I hope you'll stick around and enjoy that one. And if you have any more questions about how to do anything, something I missed, something that you're curious about, do let me know. But for now, goodbye.